Hello everyone, this is Lisa from Arcane and Stellar, again with another pick a card reading. So in today's reading, we're going to be asking, what is the current outcome of this relationship? So basically, it could be with any type of relationship, like maybe a friendship, or, it should be with a romantic interest because I am going to go from that angle, looking at these cards. But like for instance, maybe you're friends, and it's just a crush still, or maybe you guys are a little bit more serious. And I want to remind you that this is a general reading. I'll try to read it as broadly as I can, including messages that seem a bit more specific at times for certain people watching, which I'll specify. And the energies are always like kind of fluid and changing, so nothing is set in stone always. So things can be changed, and I'll try to identify ways that this energy could be changed. So yeah, so we have piles 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can find your timestamps down below, and I will see you all in your reading. So if you've chosen pile number 1, this is going to be your reading. Let's set out the cards. We have the 4 of spells, the 3 of challenges, the lovers, and the 3 of boons, clarifying the 3 of challenges. And we also have oath, beauty, finances and career, and engagement. So let me just look here. Okay, I'm just gonna go straight for like the kill here. I do feel like that this relationship has really good potential right now to develop into something good and serious and long lasting. But I do think that there might be some challenges here because in that third position over here we have the lovers, which tells me that you guys have a very deep connection. Could be soulmates, twin flames, but aside from that, just a very deep loving connection between the two of you. I have that sense that eventually, after like these rough times, you guys will be able to sort of relax, okay? Because you see how in the card they're kind of relaxing in each other's arms and just putting the bows aside, and maybe work or problems aside, and just kind of getting lost in each other. I do feel like that is going to be the outcome for you guys eventually, but like I said, I think there might be some issues. We have the 4 of spells, which is like the 4 of wands. Oh, and by the way, in terms of astrological signs in this reading, we really have everything but water, actually. So yeah, yeah, we have a lack of water here a little bit. But yeah, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, as well as Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So just in case you're interested in the signs. But I do just see with this 4 of spells that there's definitely a balance between the the two of you. When I see 4s, I often think about stability. So there's a stable amount of passion between the two of you is kind of how I take it. You guys might have a stable routine in how you guys enjoy each other and how you have fun. For instance, you might have hobbies together that you like to pursue together, and it's or how to say this? You guys have a similar idea of a good time. Of what a good time is. Like you might both be, the types that just want to Netflix and chill, for instance, and you both think that's a good plan. Or you might both like to play the same games, and that's a good plan. Or, you know what I mean? I feel like you guys do have a good time together and maybe you are looking to bring a little bit more stability to this relationship right now. But I do feel like that there are some obstacles. Because that's another thing. When you think about wands, or in this case spells in this deck, you think about passion and excitement and all that fun stuff, creativity, and then that, adding in that 4 and having more, a little bit more stability. I feel like you want to take that 3, like the 3 and kind of add a little bit more depth to it, by, making it a little bit more stable. You want to cement the good feelings you do have together. And I feel that between the two of you. But there are some issues here because we have 3 of challenges here. And that can talk about it's a situation that it hurts. And you could be currently going through this, or it may be something that's going to pop up. But I don't know. I feel like as if you know this already. I think that most of you already are aware of this challenge, kind of this 3 of challenges type of thing. For some of you, this could be that they've betrayed your trust in some way, because we have oath. And this can be kind of, in this card, the man's leaving his children behind in the woods, right? And it's kind of a betrayal of their trust. They trusted this person, their father, with their safety, and he's going. It hurts him, but he's leaving. And there could have been a betrayal of trust, a situation where this person has left you or you've left them, and it might be for, the reasons are going to vary in this, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily get the sense that this person is a jerk. For some of you, that could be the case. So I just see that things could seem kind of a little bit lost at the moment, for you, and you're not really seeing the way out. And for many of you, I do feel with this 3 of Boons and the finances and career that this could have something to do with finances and career. It could be that finances keep you apart, or there's a strong focus on these things, improving these aspects of your life on either side. And you see how the man's running away. He didn't try to solve the problem together. And the 3 of Boons, or the 3 of Pentacles in this deck, 3 of Boons in this deck, sorry, and the 3 of Pentacles traditionally, it talks about cooperation and working together. But this guy isn't, working together to try to solve the problem. They're running away. And so I do feel as if this person or you have run away from the situation a little bit, and it isn't an easy choice to make, the running away part. It's not something, and it, one person's going to feel quite betrayed in the situation or let down. And it might have been something that happened drastically and, out of nowhere, and it left you or the other person feeling very confused about what's going on. But it's like, if you want this outcome, you have to kind of work together, is what I'm getting. Because I feel like if you do use cooperation in the situation, if there is a little bit more cooperation going on, that this connection will go forward in a very positive way. We have engagement, and it says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So I do feel like that there could be another level of commitment, especially in line with this Lovers card. But it's, somebody's made a drastic, perhaps, decision to walk away, and it might be to save. For some of you, I think this person could have self-worth issues, or you could have self-worth issues. We have beauty here, and beauty is about, inner and outer beauty, and realizing that just because something isn't perfect doesn't always make it bad or ugly or something. We, for instance, a rose, for instance, in this thing, they have thorns, right? They're not perfect. They're a little bit spiky, but they're still beautiful. And it could be, for some of you, that could have, insecurities could have led to this kind of running away and feeling very hurt on either side. But I do feel like as if there was some sort of promise that felt like it was broken. But as well, for some of you, I feel that this person will come back with a promise to not do this again, or you will. Like, there will be a promise perhaps made, or a bond made, like an oath to, stay true, stay, not to do that again. Because I just feel like that there's been some kind of lack of teamwork here going on, where you're not figuring things out together when you could. One second, I'm just gonna reset my camera's running out of time. Okay, as I was saying, I feel as if somebody's taken a drastic action in this relationship, and like I said, it could be from insecurities. With this beauty card as well, it could be that they don't feel like they're at a place in their life where they can give you what you need. Could be somebody that, wants to have a lot of their, stuff together before they're going to get serious. So like what I mean when I said like insecurities, it could be that their insecurities don't lie in their looks, for instance. That could be an option for some of you. It could be something that is affecting them. But it could also just be like the outer appearances of their life and the stability of their life. Because I do feel like that for spells, this person wants something a little bit more stable. They want to move it up a little bit. But there's some issues in the way, and like I do feel like it does have something to do with finances and career, but I feel like as if there could be a way to work together on this instead of just running away from the problem. Do you know what I mean? So like, for instance, if you live far away from each other, or you're gonna go to colleges in different places, or maybe there's a distance between you, or you have to take a job somewhere else, depending on your age group and your lifestyle, or say you own two different houses. Do you know what I mean? Or there could be various ways that this could work out, but I feel like there is a way to work together to solve the problem. And if that were to happen, this relationship could really flourish into something really deep and meaningful with the lovers. So, but yeah, there's definitely something, and like I said, it's just very broad, and I don't want to go into too many details because I feel that for many of you it'll be a little bit different each way, you know what I mean? But I do feel like it has something to do with a lack of stability in some way in regards to finances and career. Like something in that realm is affecting the relationship. So yeah, like I said, I would approach this person about it and offer to work together to help them solve it, rather than, do you know what I mean? And show, and perhaps like if this person's been through a downtime and they're really in a downturn of their life, they might have like kind of turned away from you because they're like, oh, I'm not worried of that person anyways. And you kind of showing that you're there for them through their struggles and you can encourage them could really help this relationship. I feel like this working together with this promise, like an oath to sort of, an oath to stay bonded and together through thick and thin is kind of what I'm getting. But yeah, this person, in terms, they do find you very beautiful though, and a lot of beauty in the relationship and fun. And I feel like if it's them, like either person who had to walk away though, like it really hurt them and it wasn't easy to do. Yeah, so for some of you, I don't know. I think some of you might not be in contact with this person at the moment, but I think, or it could just be a temporary thing where they're really kind of backing off and you're just kind of like, what? What's going on? Why are you like letting go? It really, like I said, has something to do with finances and career, and I really, or something in that realm of more tangible things of life. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it has to do with a lack of emotion on their part. I think it has a lack to do with something in the tangible realm of life. Housing, distance, job, career, studies, you know what I mean? Anything that's a little bit more physical in nature rather than emotional. But I hope that helps you. I hope I didn't ramble too much. This kind of came out a little bit long. So I try to keep them short and sweet, but sometimes I ramble. But anyways, thank you all for watching. And, if you like the video, subscribe if you'd like to. And of course, I always appreciate comments, especially when, you tell me what pile you picked and stuff. I really love reading them. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, so if you've chosen pile number 2, this is going to be your reading. Okay, let's see what you've got. You've got a lot of cards. I kind of did the piles 1 and 2 a little bit differently. So we have the 5 of Wands, the Death card, the 10 of Swords. Eek. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold up. I guess that was right. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I put them in the right order. But it's actually another pile, I think, that got Queen of Wands in a different position. Okay. So we have the 5 of Wands, the Death card, the 10 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Emperor. And as well, we have individuality and differences, healing family issues, love yourself first, and chemistry. So what's the current outcome for you guys with the energy now? I do see that maybe there's been a lot of bickering between the two of you, a little bit of arguing. I feel like it has to do with the stability and like the potential of the relationship. Could be that one of you wants to move a bit slower than the other. Could also be arguments about finances or more, earthly things in life. And I kind of feel as if I'm not so sure about this reading, guys. I almost feel as if this person isn't... Let me just see here. I feel like you guys are just very different in nature. We have that differences card over here, which I don't know if you can see. Talks about, working together through your differences. And I do feel like maybe there have been some differences. You guys, someone could be a fire sign and the other person... We have a lot of fire here, actually. We also have a Scorpio and earth signs and air. But I almost feel like your energy's fire, but maybe it's theirs. But I do feel like that one of you is a little bit more fiery than the other, I guess you could say. I keep saying the word fiery, but a little bit more energetic and quick moving and excitable than the other person. And I almost feel as if there's been an argument about how quick the relationship is starting or something. It's almost like I feel like this... Like maybe it's not up to someone's pace. Like they want to go faster. They want to have more, a faster commitment than the other person. And maybe that's brought, an end to the relationship in some way. We have the Death card. Maybe it's ended in some way, or it's at a standstill where you're not sure if it's going to really have a rebirth at this point, which is very hurtful to you because it does feel like, or to end to the other person as well, because it doesn't feel, good. It isn't really something that you wanted out of that, either person. Do you know what I mean? So even if you had different ideas, like for instance, if the other person was a little bit slow to commit, it doesn't mean that they didn't want it at all. Do you know what I mean? It might have just been at a different pace. So I feel like the hurt on both sides is equal. And then we have the Queen of Wands and the Emperor down here. I do feel like the this relationship has caused you, or like if this has been going through sort of a dead period, it has caused you to be a little bit more, especially if you're a female, I guess. But I think it works also for males because I think, or it doesn't really matter. Gender doesn't really matter. But I do feel like that it's made you more outgoing, and I feel like as if you've been trying to put yourself first a little bit, because like the Queen of Wands is like a fire energy, and fire energies can be a little bit more self-focused, and I'm not hating on anyone. I'm like Aries, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus, and a Leo rising. So I have all the fire energy. But I do feel like that maybe you're focusing a little bit more on loving yourself at this point. And like maybe working through some stuff regarding this person. We have healing family issues. Perhaps like, you've been reevaluating what you want out of life and why you wanted those things. You know what I mean? Because a lot of that's connected to, how we were raised and what was a part of our life. And then we have individuality. I feel like, yeah, you're being more, this has caused you to be a little bit more, creative and looking out for yourself, as I said, like self-love, being more of an individual, working on your individuality, not, focusing really just more on yourself. And vice versa for this person, it might also be the case for them as well, that they've been able to see. We have Aries energy here with the Emperor, and I feel like there's taking more charge in life rather than feeling like a victim. I feel like it's like you might have already gotten tired of feeling like a victim in this situation, and that you're just willing to, you're willing and eager to take more charge of your life, to love yourself first, to give yourself, that care, and realizing that maybe you're just a little bit different. But we have to remember that even when we're so different, we're almost the same. And that's kind of that energy I'm getting here with that Queen of Wands and the Emperor. It's like, well, there's an Aries card, there's an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius card. So it's like, even though they're a bit different, this is major arcana, this isn't. You know what I mean? There's definitely a bond and a similarity, even though they might be quite different as people. Because the, Emperor is going to be more of like the strict leader, strategic person that's going to, keep a head on the shoulders and stuff. And the Queen of Wands would be more of a softer, like more loving, passionate energy. We do have chemistry though, so I feel like those differences and that, but at the same time having similarities really does bring a lot of chemistry. And I do feel like that there will be chemistry between the two of you in the future. Like now and in the future, like chemistry is undeniable in this relationship and in this connection. But regarding the outcome, I really feel like this one is an either way type of energy. I might take some clarifying cards here. Let me just pull out this deck here. Hold on, I'm just gonna shuffle really quick. Current outcome between pile number 2. Oops. Okay, we had 2 cards come out, which I want to, I'll show you guys. So I used the, what is it called? The Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. Ugh, I always forget that. Okay, so we have Beauty and the Beast, so unconditional love. So I do feel like this person will always have a place in your heart, definitely, and you in theirs. I feel like there's definitely an unconditional love between the two of you. We have that Beauty and the Beast. And you remember Beauty and the Beast? It's kind of like that story. There's such a difference between the two, yet... Oh, that's so interesting with that Emperor and Queen of Wands. Because, like, Belle kind of seemed like a fiery person. Hold on, my camera. Sorry, my camera needed to be paused and restarted because I only can go for 10 minutes at a time. But no, like Belle, they were so very similar yet so different. And the Beast could be such a jerk. Like the Emperor could be maybe a little bit bossy and temperamental and like it's my way or the highway. And she kind of be like because we can also with that Queen of Wands energy be very passionate and want to argue and stuff and stand our ground. But and Beauty definitely didn't or Belle, I guess, sorry, not Beauty. Belle definitely didn't have a hard time doing that. But yeah, I do feel like that there definitely is that unconditional love between the two of you, regardless of how much pain you're in now. Or I do feel like that will always remain. We also have this, and this is just kind of what I think their current outcome is we have Keeper of Secrets. And it says, use your discernment, confide in a trusted friend, keep silent about knowledge. I feel if you're hoping, okay, especially if there's a very masculine energy is the other person, I do feel like that person is going to keep quiet about any of their feelings and kind of, they're going to keep it to themselves. At this current moment. Like, that's just the current energy. I'm not saying that it will never change or that's forever, it's set in stone. No. It could change. I just, at this current moment, I really feel that they're going to be, or you're going to be using, like, your discernment and really thinking about, strategically in a way of, do I want to reopen this? I love this person, but it hasn't really worked out. And it seems like we're just in different like places in our life or with different desires, even though you both really love each other or care about each other in a deep way. For some of you, there might be some advice here to confide in a friend that could help you know what to do next, kind of, because I feel like that this person, especially like I said, if it's masculine energy, isn't going to step forward at the moment, like in any way, and I feel like as if it's kind of come to a standstill. So it might be kind of up to you on how to go forward. Like, you kind of have to, if there were timing issues involved and you felt like they were moving too slow and you wanted something a little bit more speedier, or vice versa, you just kind of have to think about, is that something that you actually want? Especially with that, like, loving yourself first and, with that individuality and stuff, can you accept these differences, or do you really just kind of want to do your own thing and have things the way you want them to be? Manifesting what you actually want in your life with maybe a new partner and somebody who's ready for that. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely do feel like this relationship, so I'm not saying it's a yes or a bad or good thing per se in the future. I feel like right now it's sort of a little bit uncertain still, because I don't think that there's an impossible, it's not impossible to change the direction, but I do feel like I said, you know what I mean, it would be about resolving those differences and seeing what you actually really want in a relationship and whether this will serve you in that way, if you're not too different, or maybe those differences really balance each other out. But that's the current energy I'm seeing between the two of you. So I hope that helps. And if you like the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And I hope to see you all in the next reading. Hey, so if you've chosen pile number 3, this is going to be your reading. So let's get your cards out. So what's the current, energy and outcome between, what's going to come of this relationship currently with the energies as they are. So we have the 7 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, the Magician, the 2 of Cups, and 3 of Pentacles, hope, risk, trust, and new love. Let's see. One thing that I noticed right away, actually, when I was pulling these cards, is that do you notice how both are kind of reaching out with their hands? I thought that was interesting. The Seven of Cups and the Magician. I do feel like that most of you were really wishing for the other person. One of you might have been a little bit more sure than the other. With that Magician, the Magician's more sure of themselves, whereas the Seven of Cups energy can be a little bit more confused, not knowing what to choose, sort of. So it could have been that some of you have had options, or the other person has odd options in life, and it doesn't mean options between other people. It could be options between, how they want to spend their time, and what they want to pursue. But I do feel like as if both of you sort of were wishing for the other person in some way, for this, for each other. And I definitely feel like with that King of Pentacles, by the way, signs real quick, I'm just going to tell you guys, I don't see any fire here, but I see some earth. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, some swords, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, and then as well some cups energy, so Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So those are just the signs I'm seeing. With that King of Pentacles energy, though, it's a little bit of a slow mover, responsible person, somebody that's committed and caring, somebody that wants to stay dedicated, that wants to kind of go the distance. I feel like this person has moved out of maybe that indecision because they see a deep bond between the two of you. There definitely is that like soulmate type of connection, a very strong connection here with the Two of Cups. And it's like they want to, dedicate themselves to that connection. They want to build a life together. And so that's what I'm getting, kind of like perhaps, at the beginning of the relationship or the connection, one might have been a little bit more sure than the other. It's almost like one of you totally wished the other one into being, and the other one also did, but wasn't exactly like recognizing it at first, right? The current energy is that I think there definitely is on both sides this recognition of a connection, a deep connection, like I said, and a desire to bring a little bit more stability to the connection, to dedicate themselves to the connection. But then we have the Eight of Swords over here, and clarifying the Eight of Swords is the Three of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords is not a very good energy, always. It can be feeling blocked and tied down and not really knowing how to move forward. So it could be that, there's some issues that are causing you guys to be unable to make that attachment that you want to, that that dedication. And it could be age, it could be distance, it could be, I could name off a million different things, but it feels like there's something that comes between you guys in terms of having a stable relationship. Especially it's not even about the emotional connection, it's more about like physical. Like I think pile number 1 it was also had a similar thing, and they also had the Three of Pentacles, by the way. And yeah, I feel like a very similar energy. So some of you might have chosen pile number 1 as well. You can let me know if that's the case. But I almost feel like as if both of you just aren't sure how to make this happen. Some of you might be like long distance type of things, or in a situation where it just seems impossible at this moment. Even though you have such strong feelings, you're just like, how the F is this going to happen? Like, it just doesn't seem possible. But, interestingly enough, look at our oracle cards. So we have hope and risk, and trust and new love. Okay? So, one second. I really like the guidebook on this deck. I really feel like sometimes it just says things so much better than I could ever say myself. So, Yeah. Okay, let's listen to this about hope. It says, when the moon is hidden in the darkest forest, it is hard to see your next step, and it's easy to give in to the fear that there will never be safety or light again. I'm here to guide you when you have lost your way, whispering to you to maintain faith that good things will come your way once more. Trust. I will take 2 steps toward you to help you achieve it. Have hope, and only good will come of it. Yeah, I do feel like that there. Okay, and like back over to this King of Pentacles energy and the Three of Pentacles, that Earth energy. See, you guys don't even have to be Earth signs. It could be that you guys are just being very careful and trying to figure out a way to do this in a responsible way. It could be that, you guys are farther along in life as well, or you're just really worried about the future and being together in some way. So it really goes through all the age groups, but I do feel like there's this desire for there to be stability and to do things the right way and responsibly. Responsible. Oh my God. responsibly. Responsibly, right? Jeez, I don't know what's going on in my brain. But it may be like you don't know what to do, and it might seem a little bit risky for you guys to be together, so it holds you back a little bit because you're trying to, like, meditate on how you guys could make this work. But we have risk, and it says, rather than worry about how things will turn out, why not take the leap of faith and trust, right? No matter what happens, something important will be experienced. This is a sign that you can prove something to yourself, and when you accomplish it, you will be proud that you did. Another meaning here is to ask yourself about your next action. Is it worth the risk you're taking? If the answer is no, then don't do it. If yes, I will give you wings to fly and will catch you if you fall. This symbol also brings a gentle warning. Your risk shouldn't be motivated by boredom. This is a symbol of consequences as well as courage. Well, I don't really feel like there's boredom on either side here in this relationship. Like, I really don't see that in the cards. So I really think that there needs to be a risk taken. You know, in terms of the energies between the two of you, I think that would be up to you, and it's going to be individual for each person about who needs to take the risk. But I do feel like that there needs to be a risk taken, and there needs to be trust that the risk will pan out, and because if you do take that risk, there will definitely be, like, well, there's that new love type of energy, where the romantic feelings, I think, will just continue to grow in that case. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, it's like I almost get this feeling that, like, you guys manifested each other into your lives, almost like it's kind of like your dream come true on both ends, and then you're just like, wait, this might be too good to be true, like, this is amazing, and it's kind of like, how can we make this work? And that's kind of the energy I'm getting here. But this can work if you have hope and you trust in it, and you take a risk. I think that it will pan out for you in a positive light, in a very positive way. So that's what I've got for you, pile number 3. I hope that resonates with you, and if it does, let me know in the comments below. I love hearing about it, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Hey, so if you've chosen pile number 4, this is going to be your reading. So what's the current outcome of this relationship that you're asking about? Oops, that's there. Okay, so we have the Horned God, the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Chalices, the High Priestess, the She, and the Lady in the Lord. We have Honesty, Playful, Self-Worth, Grove, Religious Factors, Free Yourself, and Romantic Feelings. Okay, so one of the first things I noticed looking at this pile, especially when I was drawing the cards, because I kind of like am working off, top to bottom type of thing. I noticed that we have the Horned God versus the High Priestess, and I do feel like both of you are very intuitive, but in very different ways. One, it, especially, like, well, gender doesn't really matter, but perhaps if you're a woman, you feel you have that very soulful type of intuition, magical type of intuition. You might be very into working with the moon and, into like watching pick a card videos as like for instance, like with this, and you're interested in your spirituality. And this person may not be so focused on that in the same way. They might be a little bit more live as you go and sort of, but with it's intuitive as well, because you have to be, this particular horned god it's in tune with nature and in tune with the environment they're in, which takes some intuition in how to deal with things, but it's done in a totally different way. So I feel like there's definitely, it's like you're both intuitive, but it might be that you're more emotional than the other person, or a little bit more intuitive in a more, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, you'll see signs and be like, "Oh my God, I saw like a feather," and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's because there's a bird flying above you." Do you know what I mean? But then they also are intuitive, but in a totally different way. Like that's just kind of the energy I'm picking up here. And it could be vice versa. This could be reversed with you and the other person, depending on your energies. But we have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles in this particular deck can actually mean pregnancy. I don't know. Maybe that's a thing for some of you. But no, it can also mean about trying to achieve something. In this particular deck, which is the Green Witch Tarot, it does talk about getting recognition, going up from, the 1 to the 2 to the 3. It's kind of like to that little step when you finish something. And I feel like you have reached a plateau a little bit in this relationship. For some of you, you could work together and be in some kind of situation where you work together, or work with each other on some level, like do business together, or work together on a project. Like it doesn't even have to be work. It could be like you both volunteer at your child's school. I mean, at the same, your children's school, right? And you just run into each other. Like it could be so many. There's some kind of cooperative nature between the two of you, in how you engage with each other. So like for some people, like I said, it could be, depending on which part of life you're in, it could be that you've been project partners, or in my age group, it'd be more like something a little bit different, probably more like a work-wise, or, like I said, could be that you've cooperated on something together. And I almost feel like you are like putting magic on this person, or they're putting magic on you. Anyways, I just threw that out there. I also am getting here with this religious factors that there's a difference in how you guys believe. And I just want to throw that in there because I noticed that. And I think I want to tie it into this before I move forward. With that religious factors, I almost feel like that, yeah, you guys do see things a little bit differently. And that can kind of put a little bit of a damper on your relationship. Perhaps you don't always feel understood. But I think that's for very few of you. I almost feel like as if you can open this person up and help them deal with some of the, like this person that you're dealing with could, in this relationship, it might be something where you like open them up to things that maybe they've tried to ignore because maybe they had weird experiences with religion as a kid, or they might have some preconceived notions in their head from how they were raised, and you might open them up to something new. I definitely do feel like there is some patience and balance needed in this relationship. You guys work well together, I feel like it. And then we have free yourself. So it's time to take control of your life. And romantic feelings. So definitely there are romantic feelings between the two of you. With the free yourself, I'm going to go back over to that in a second. With that Knight of Chalices, I do feel like that this person or you wants to offer the other person some kind of feelings, because you do feel like a strong bond together with the Lady and Lord. So definitely this is like a soulmate twin flame type of connection. There's definitely a bond there, and this person, somebody wants to come forward and kind of offer something. Let me just see something, perhaps to be honest about something. Perhaps if you haven't been honest with them, because the high priestess can be kind of secretive. So if you're in that energy, or whoever's in that energy, somebody could be being a little bit secretive, and there needs to be some more honesty, which I think will come in this relationship. Like, this is one where I really feel like that there will be some kind of honesty given emotionally, and there could be some playfulness to it. Okay, with this self-worth here, I feel like that, for instance, it might be you that wants to come forward, but you might have some issues with your self-worth, and I feel like that maybe you need to free yourself from that type of patterned thinking, and realize that you are, worth it. That may be also why you're a little bit secretive, and maybe you spend a lot of times wishing more than doing, and it's like you need to share more with this person. And this could be reversed, of course. We have Grove, and I want to read out of that because that particular card is a good one to read. So I'll put it down there so you can read it too if you want. So, now is the time to apologize to anyone you have harmed, make your friendships whole again, and choose healing over anger and pain. Choosing my beautiful Grove is a powerful sign that you are at a wondrous and strong time in your life. Show compassion and kindness to others. No one's perfect, yet imperfection is perfect as it is. If you're hurting, know that it will pass and that I watch over you. If someone you love is hurting, take this time to be there for this person. The sacred Grove heals all aches and pains, especially a heart that has been wounded. So I almost feel like I was saying that I feel like that someone does have low self-worth, and they need to free themselves from that so that they can make this offering, because I feel like that someone might not feel quite good enough. And I almost feel like it's a high priestess energy. Because usually the horn god's quite confident, but it could be somebody that also acts pretty cocky and confident, but actually is holding a lot inside. So I feel like, yeah, there's definitely, I think that all of you are going to find that with this person, there are certain ideas that they have about life, about themselves, about their self-worth, or you, as I said, that they need to free themselves from. Because as it says, like, it's something that needs to be worked through. But I do feel like that there will be honesty in the situation. And you guys can have a really playful, continue to have a good relationship that will be very playful and happy. So if you think this person might be that way, it's like maybe you should offer up those feelings like that card suggested. You know what I mean? Like being there for them. But it might be also that this person can do that for you. Do you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, my timing is going down, so it's almost I only get 10 minutes at a time to record, so I'm like in the last 8 seconds. But anyways, hold on, let me just pause this. Okay, so for some of you, like I said, with this Grove card, I feel like I almost feel like it's the other person that feels this way, but it could be you. I don't know, or it could be both of you. But I do feel like that there is a need to show compassion and kindness to each other, because I do feel like that self-worth could be an issue, like I said. And it's all about, perhaps there has been some wounding in your life where, either of you felt like you weren't good enough in some way, and it holds you back a little bit. But you need to free yourself from those type of ideas. Get rid of those, like, that, like with that religious factors. I always think about like the ways that we were raised. I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of religion in my life as a kid, and it, caused a lot of certain patterns of thinking. What's wrong, what's good, what's, bad, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like that's affecting somebody in some way, and it is tying to their self-esteem, because perhaps they feel ways that they feel like they shouldn't, or, you know what I mean, or maybe they think they're not good enough. But I do feel like, yeah, there needs to be an offering of some kind. If it's from this other I don't know. I do feel like the other person might say something kind to you and offer you some kind of kindness and sweetness and be honest about their feelings. So if they haven't been already, I think that you will receive that for those of you that haven't. It could be a little bit done in, like I said, a playful way, but I do feel like that yeah, it definitely is a good connection. I don't see any bad outcomes right now currently with this energy. I just see maybe some, it's not even really blockages, I don't think, per se. Like, I don't feel like that there are any major blockages between the two of you. I think it will continue to progress, this relationship, as it's meant to be, at least at this current moment. So I hope that resonates with you. It didn't seem like as negative as actually as the other piles. Like, I don't feel that you guys have such a bad relationship. Let me know. I feel like it's actually pretty good. Like, I mean, look at all these major arcana. Like, it's a major relationship for you. I just saw some of the challenges which I mentioned, you know what I mean, that could possibly pop up. But I generally do feel like it's healthy between the two of you. So anyways, hope that helps. And if it resonates, let me know in the comments below. Of course, I want to hear about it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.